Excellent. That's exactly the answer I wanted to hear. This is a strict separation we use here, so you don't get stuff that's, well, you hang your life in that gets used for stuff that's maybe twice as heavy or is used in a little bit rougher way, um, that we have, well, rougher materials for basically, and we keep it strictly separated. Except for this, we use in both cases, but that depends greatly on the use we, well, depends on what we use it for, basically. Does anyone recognize any other of the materials? Maybe someone has climbed before and has any outdoor experience? Except for Tanya, you
No,
shut up.
these are for climbing up. You just put them in and like self-belaying, and these are like standard ropes in which you can like multiple use for them can be attached.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Helmet, of course, and the system for yourself to be uh, secured.
Good, good. That's you know, quite much, quite a lot, I guess. Yeah, let's just start on the left of this. Of course, this is a safety harness you wear, and that's where you attach everything else except for the this and this that's laying here uh, too, so you can belay yourself, you can hang securely in your safety harness. Um, these two sets, this one goes on your safety harness, and you can click yourself to the steel cables. If you look over there, that's the beginning of our treehouse. You see steel cables hanging in between the trees. So just slightly dipping in middle, and that's where we use this for. You can just click, and the other one, of course, click, and you're secured. You can just walk over the beams to the other side. If you want to go further, maybe you have to click again. But that's it. For your information, this looks differently. It's exactly the same. Also hooks, a couple of slings in this case, to give you some length. And does anyone know what this is?
So when you fold it, like you don't fold that strong immediately. It breaks you slowly.
Yes,
Just
exactly. Exactly. Steel.
opens and then it's
Yeah, it rips out basically. The steel cables that we use, it's not elastic. So if you fall, it's like, and you can actually break your back if you fall hard enough, and that's not something we want. So that's why we have shock
Hmm.
absorbers. That's the official term for it, shock absorbers. If you see this in between, you can fall. It's still really uncomfortable if you fall hard, but it won't break your back, it won't kill you, and so forth. Quite positive, isn't it?
Yeah, much better.
Um, Next to it, I already mentioned it shortly. These things.
Basic slings for fixing ourselves.
Exactly. These are also static, so doesn't give way, but these are secure to secure yourself with to something that's already secure. We say trees are secure, we check them, and you can climb in them using these. How that works, we'll explain later, maybe. But then you know what it is and what it's for. These are also slings, and these are industrial slings. Slings. We call them slings. Yeah, there's another name for them. It's mostly used in the industry, but we call them slings. And yeah, sort of material slings. And the only point that we use it for is to hoist up beams, to secure something in the tree, way up top, like those hoisting ropes over there. You can see a purple one up top, and the steel cables. I'll get to that later. First, let's finish this tarp. What are these? Very good.
HMS in German. I don't know.
Yes, AMS. Yes, HMS,
HMS.
carabiners. Yeah. That's just the type of carabiner. You have also the types that are straight. We just use these and these. All twist lock. So if you run into these, you can use to belay yourself with. If you have one of the gold ones with a screw, don't use them. And well, if you run into any other carabiner, don't use it. Shouldn't be, but don't use. Maybe someone has brought their own or whatever. Can't use. I'm sorry. Then, well, helmet and harness. I already said helmet just within the lines. You see those. Well, they were striped. You see those white lines here. Within that zone, helmet on and tight. If you don't, someone starts to yell at you. There's always stuff that can come fall down. As small as a nail, you just don't want on your head. I mean, people can fall on your head. Who knows? Just helmet. That's it. It will be mentioned in every workshop maybe, but it's really, really, really important what you do. So don't be offended when someone yells at you. It's for your own head. Lastly, I already mentioned it with the hooks. Steel cable. That's how it's called. Steel cable. And this is what we use to connect it with. It's just part of the steel cable. It's connected to the trees with the green slings only. The difference is this one is here, this one is here. You can connect yourself to the steel cable, but not to the slings. So everything that's steel in the trees, just click yourself into it. That's all safe. It's all connected to each other and secured around the trees. And the steel sling of the green slings are just there to protect the trees. So if they break, you hang in a steel cable that's strangling the trees, but you'll still be safe. That's basically the difference. So secure yourself, don't secure yourself. Done. The materials. This one we already had. I forgot to get a rope. That sucks, but whatever. The white rope that's hanging in the trees. Maybe you can see it. White line hanging up and down. It's like this big. I'll get it for the next workshop, but I forgot. We used to hoist these with the help of these pulleys and these golden carabines. So if you find any other carabiner that's been used for this, any other pulley that's smaller than this or whatever, don't use it or replace it, or say so to someone, can you replace this for me? Because these are the only ones we use for that. Let's see. Most important thing of the building place. First aid. Of course, this will always be somewhere around if you don't see it and you need a band-aid or whatever, or maybe you found a tick. Ask someone and it's always somewhere. We're going to create a spot for it that always there, but that will be done when we start building. Well, for the floors, nails and a hammer. We'll explain later. Also, if you take a hammer into the trees, it should be attached to you so it doesn't fall. We explain how and that sort of stuff when you go into the trees to nail a floor. Some other things, not really important. These are the army tarps that we use to keep the materials off the floor and to build roofs with. And they're really multifunctional. If you are cold or wet, use these. Wrap them around you, then you're a Superman and you're nice and hot. Lastly, this is, well, I don't know the correct term for it, we just call it jute. And when we say we want some jute, this is the material. It's not been, sort of been done here, but really minimalistic. You see those jute hanging in between the knots. I've used those to protect the trees. That's it. Nothing really important to remember, but it's nice to know what jute is. Did I forget something? Did I forget something?
No.
I don't know. Doesn't matter what the name of it is. What's in the end of the steel cable?
No. I'm going to, yeah, Mayon Rapide, if you can remember that, but it's not important. It's steel, you can secure yourself to it. That's the basic. The simpler it is, the better it is.